we go. Course 102. 102. Sales comparison market data approach. It develops an estimate of value by comparing the subject with similar properties that have recently sold. There are 5 steps in the market approach, beginning with definition of the appraisal problem. Number 1, define the appraisal problem. Number 2, collect and analyze the data. Number 3, select the appropriate units of comparison. Number 4, make reasonable adjustments based upon market information. And number 5, apply the data to the subject property to arrive at the final value estimate. Number 1, define the problem. In this step, the appraiser determines the scope of work, value standard, appraisal date, and the purpose and function of the appraisal. Number 2, collect and analyze the data. In this step, the appraiser collects data about the subject property, other properties similar to the subject that have recently been sold, and general data with respect to the neighborhood, area, and region. A. Subject property data. Data. The appraiser classifies the subject property as residential, commercial, industrial, agricultural, or one of the other categories. Number 2, the appraiser develops a description of the quality, attractiveness, age, size, amenities, and physical and functional condition of the subject. Number 3, the appraiser determines the highest and best use of the subject. B, comparable property data. The appraiser collects information about recent sales of similar properties, including the items discussed above, and cost. Wait, I lost my spot. We're going to go back to number 1 of comparable property data. The appraiser collects information about recent sales of similar properties, including the items discussed above, and cost and income information. In a country with a population of more than 150,000 for residential property, a sale is not considered a comparable sale unless the sale occurred within 36 months of the date of appraisal. Number 2, the appraiser determines whether each sale meets the definition of market value and excludes those that do not. The appraiser analyzes the specific information about the sale transaction, including sale price, rights transferred, date of sale, personal property included, and the type of financing and existing leases on the property. Number 4, the appraiser verifies or confirms the facts relating to the transaction with one of the parties, if possible. Number 3, determine appropriate elements of comparison. Legal elements of comparison, Property Tax Code Section 23.013D, specifies the following elements of comparison when using the comparable sales method: location, square footage of improvements and land, age, condition, access, amenities, views, income, operating expenses, occupancy, the existence of easements, deed restrictions, or other legal burdens that might affect marketability. B. Other elements. Depending on the property, other factors may be affecting sale price. These could be physical, economic, governmental, and social factors, overall quality, architectural attractiveness or appropriateness, traffic, and a host of other factors. Number 4, the appraiser should make reasonable adjustments based on market conditions, such as unusual financing, time if market is appreciating or depreciating. Slide 71.
Don't read that.
Oh, I didn't know.
Yeah.
Location, physical condition, contributory value of components, other elements of comparison, apply adjustments, develop a comparison grid. Number 2, also adjust comparables to the subject. Number 5, reconcile adjusted comparable sales prices into a single indicator of value. Number 6, strengths and weaknesses of sales comparison approach. A. Strengths such as reacts directly to the market based on actual sale of comparable properties and provides defensible value estimates. Weaknesses such as requires an active market, does not value separate land and improvements, and also does not value unique properties. Example, are we going to...
No, you can skip on down below.
That's quite a chart.
It's quite a chart.
Oh, this is that you give it percentages or points whenever it has the similar, like, the 2-car garage.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the garage adjustment you either take away or add to. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
It was very traumatic for me.
The depreciation. Okay. All right. Go.
Course 102, Section C, Income Approach, focuses on the property's value as a source of future income. It relies on the concept that income over a period of years can be capitalized, converted to a lump sum that represents what someone would pay to purchase the right to receive the income. The lump sum is called present worth. Overview of the process, it's broken down into the steps below. The appraiser estimates the property's annual net operating income, the NOI, after expenses. The appraiser divides NOI by a capitalization rate, cap rate, to get an indicator of value. Number 3, relationship of income, cap rate, and value. Cap rate, income, and value have the same relationships between the tax rate, the rate, and the tax levy, the value, and the tax amount, or income. So income divided by value equals rate. Income divided by rate equals value. Rate times value equals income. An easy way to remember this is the Irv triangle. The vertical mark means multiply, the horizontal means divide. There it is. That's that Irv triangle. Steps in the income approach. Direct capitalization. Estimate potential gross income. Deduct vacancy and collection loss. Add miscellaneous income. Deduct operating expenses. Select cap rate. Divided NOI by cap rate to get value estimate. Information used in the income approach. The appraiser must estimate several items in order to perform the income approach. These include the potential total income for the property, potential gross income and miscellaneous income, likely losses for vacancy and failure to collect amounts owed, annual operating expenses, NOI, and a cap rate. Potential gross income. The potential gross income is the total rent the property would generate in a year if it were 100% occupied and rented at current market rates. Estimating potential gross income requires detailed analysis both of building leases and similar market leases. Vacancy and collection loss. Vacancy loss reflects the difference between the actual occupancy of the building and 100% occupancy. Collection loss reflects loss from failure to pay rent. These are usually estimated as percentage of potential gross income. Miscellaneous income. Miscellaneous income is the income from sources other than actual rent, such as vending machines, parking, etc. Operating expenses. This is the typical annual expenses incurred in operating the property. Not everything the owner considers an expense is so classified in the income approach. Items that are used include management, salaries, utilities, supplies and materials, repairs, maintenance, property taxes, insurance, and reserves for replacement of components that wear out. Cap rate. The cap rate is a number that, when divided into the NOI, produces an estimate of the current market value of the NOI. The rate is expressed as a percentage. Cap rates may be developed from sales of income-producing properties. Rates can be developed from financial analysis. A cap rate contains components that reflect return or profit on the investment, as well as recapture, which offsets the gradual wearing out of the improvement. It may contain a component to reflect property taxes. Income approach calculation. Do you want me to read this?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the example is the appraiser is asked to estimate a value for a 2,500 square foot office that rents for $4 per square foot per month. The vacancy and collection loss for this type of property is typically 8%. The property generates $2,000 per year in additional income for parking. The appraiser has determined the following annual expenses for the property: utilities $7,200, insurance $4,800, repairs $2,500, and taxes $6,400. After analyzing the current market, the appraiser has developed a capitalization rate of 0.16 or 16%. So potential gross income is $2,500 times $4 equals $10,000. The $10,000 times 12 months is equal to $120,000, and that's to annualize it.
That's a potential gross income for a year.
So vacancy and collection losses, $120,000 times 0.08 equals to $9,600. So do we know where they...
$9,600? Read that one again.
Vacancy and collection loss is $120,000 times 0.08 equals $9,600. I was going to ask, do you know where the 0.08 comes from?
They tell it to you.
Yeah, it's up in the problem. The miscellaneous income is $2,000. It's stunning information I'm captured. So, effective gross income is A minus B plus C, so $120,000 minus $9,600 plus $2,000 equals $112,400 for your effective gross income. Operating expenses are as follows: utilities $7,200, insurance $4,800, repairs $2,500, taxes $6,400 for a total of $20,900. So your NOI is now your effective gross income, D, minus your E, which is your operating expenses. So that's the $112,400 less the $20,900 gives an NOI of $91,500. Cap rate is 16%. So you're going to divide the NOI by the cap rate. So $91,500 divided by 0.16 equals $571,875.
You read that whole thing really well.
Why, thank you.
You're welcome.
I have a little bit of practice, you see. I've been reading these books for a little while now. Stop. Don't look at me. Quit pooting. So, strengths and weaknesses of the income approach. Strengths. Direct relationship between value and income produced based on investment strategy for investment property. Produces a value estimate based on special use identification, agricultural, timber, etc. Weaknesses: property must be able to generate an income stream. Requires considerable amount of information about interest rates, financing, and property values, and it does not provide for separate land and improvement estimates. Are you going to break for section D?